Simon, team news. First of all, how different could the team be this week after the break?
There won't be too many changes. The couple of guys that are, in doubt, just with some minor injuries they've picked up, since the last game. But generally speaking, it'll be a similar team that ran out 2 weeks ago.
Is Jermaine good to go? Has he come back okay?
Yeah, Jermaine pulled through great. He played really well in the test, and the ankle's pulled up well, so it's improving every week now. He trained with the team this morning, so he'll be right for captain's run. He'll be right for Friday night, which is a real positive for us.
And do you look at that experience as being, another benefit for someone like Jermaine? Oh
yeah, look, Jermaine's a key part of our team. He'll come back. He played really well. They had a great win, so he'll come back with plenty of confidence. Not only winning and playing well, but the ankle getting through again and feeling better again. It's pulled up even better than it did the week before. So, Jermaine's on the up. Definitely, he's playing better and better each week since he came back from that injury, and it's a real plus having him in our team.
As you mentioned about the altitude having had any sort of effect.
He certainly said it was tough playing in it, but he flew in that morning and he was in at training getting treatment and that same day. So I don't think he's been affected too much by it. Obviously, it was different to play in, but from all reports and the way he's been acting around the group and his body language and the way he's talking, he's pulled through pretty well.
Has the break been good for you, or has it sort of maybe stopped a bit of momentum?
I'll tell you that on Friday night, but I'm going to be the glass half full and say it's been good for us. We worked pretty hard over the last month, and we've worked really hard and we've got some good results, so I thought it was a good opportunity to give the guys a few days off, which we did straight after the game, but we had a couple of tough sessions later on in the week, and we've just, come Monday we've fallen into a normal schedule leading into a Friday night game, so there won't be any excuses, that's for sure. It certainly hasn't harmed us, that's for sure.
If the Catalan game was you said it was massive, didn't you, at the time? How big's the Hull KR game?
Well, they're all the same. The way we started the season, we can't afford any slip-ups. So each week's a massive game for us, and we know we can control our own destiny now, and we just need to keep preparing well and playing well, and we're confident if we do that, well, we can get enough results to make sure we're in that top 8 come the end of the rounds.
How do you gauge Hull KR at the moment? Because when you look at where they are in the table, you have to say they're pretty desperate at the moment.
Well, you just said it. They're desperate. Obviously they've got a coach who's been around a long time now. He was my first coach, NRL coach, Tim Sheen. So I know sort of what to expect from his type of team, and they won't die wondering. They'll throw the footy around, and they'll certainly be looking to attack. That's for sure. So. We need to make sure our D's on, and we make sure we get that right, and hopefully if we do that, then we'll have enough points in us to win.
Have you been in touch with Tim at all?
No, I haven't, not for quite a while, so it'd be a little bit funny. I never thought I'd see the day where I was coaching against Tim, but like I said, he was a real mentor for me when I first moved to Canberra, and him and Craig Bellamy, they're actually the two guys that turned me into a hooker from half, so they had a big influence on my playing career. And certainly, what I learned under those guys' first 3 or 4 years at the Raiders was invaluable. So I'll look forward to coming up against him on Friday night.
I was going to say, is there a bit of him in you now as a coach?
Yeah, I think so. I think I've said before, when as a player I was always a sponge. I took in a lot of what my coaches told me, and I was looking to learn all the time. And I think I was pretty fortunate to be coached by those sort of guys early in my career. So certainly, the Raiders have got a really good history of producing coaches. I mean, you have a look around now at Ricky Stewart and Laurie Daly and all those sort of guys that have coached, and Craig Bellamy. There's a heap of them that have come through as players from the Raiders and gone on to be successful coaches. So I think Tim had a lot to do with that.
And I think I've asked you before, but are you the sort of coach that looks at the sort of permutations of the table and what you need to get from the next few games?
Oh yeah, look, I'd be lying if I said I didn't. It's just natural to make sure you're in check with where you're at and what you need to do. But at the end of the day, like I said, we've put ourselves in a decent position now. Considering where we were 6 weeks ago. So thankfully we can control our own destiny now. And, we just need to keep on top of things, keep preparing well, and I'm confident if we do that, we'll keep improving.
The weekly question about Akila Uarte, has that moved on any further yet?
Oh no, look, we're close, but there's still a few minor things I need to sort out. But I'm confident he'll be here next year. So hopefully we can get through the last bit of it and we can make an announcement sometime soon.
Because he picked up an ankle injury at the weekend, didn't he? Has that had any sort of bearing on talks?
Nah, it's only an ankle injury that'll keep him out for a couple of months. It's he'll be wherever he's playing next week. He'll be ready to do a full pre-season. So it's a good time for him to have a rest and recoup and get ready. Hopefully to come over here and play for us.
Is there anything to be said on the possible pursuit of Jackson Hastings?
Oh yeah, look, he's another player we're in dialogue with. There's no doubt about that. We're looking at any quality players that come up on the market. We'll be looking at. So he's another one. Talks have been pretty positive, but we're still a fair way to go on that one.
He's young as well, isn't he? I mean, he's got age on his side, hasn't he?
Yeah, Jackson's only 22 years old. I've known him since he was 13, 14 years old. My son played against him in the junior reps and 2 or 3 years down in Wollongong when I went down and played for the Dragons. So I've known Jackson for a long time now, and he's a good kid. And he was always a class above, coming through the juniors, and he's got a lot to offer a rugby league team. So we're hopeful that he'll decide to come and join us.
Would Super League in particular suit him, do you think?
Oh, very much so. He's got a great passing game. He's got a great kicking game. He's a competitor. He can manage a game very well. So and he can play a number of positions. He can play in the halves. He can play fullback. He's played at hooker at NRL level and done a really good job there. So he's pretty versatile, but he's very, very good at those positions he plays. So he'll add some value to any whatever team he decides to join.
What about the weather at the moment? Are you enjoying it?
Of course, yeah, it's just like being at home. So I can't believe the English boys whinging about how hot it is, though. They're kidding themselves. But no, it's been good. The last couple of days have been good, and being able to get out and train and get a bit of sun. So it's all good.
Will it be a factor on Friday? I mean, it's the same for both sides, but is it something you have to take into account?
Oh well, not really. Both teams are. It's going to be the same for both teams. So we just need to make sure. We hydrate well, and we're preparing well, and we're eating all the right foods, and we're getting the recovery. And after training today, and especially yesterday, by all reports it'll be warm again Thursday. So we'll make sure we do all the right things, after training, as far as our diet and recovery, getting in the ice bath and all that sort of thing. We'll tick all the boxes, but at the end of the day, Friday night it shouldn't be too bad.
Top stuff. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Beautiful.
Anything for you now?
Yeah, I think so. Can you just update us on the lads who are injured out, the ones who any?
We're hopeful Lakuma Tai will be back for the whole FC game.
Right.
Jake Memo the week after. Paul Clough and Danny Ferg, they'll miss this week, but they'll be both available for selection the week after.
Right.
Who else is there? There's not many. Well, obviously Bruffy will be back from suspension. So potentially we've got 5 blokes coming back in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I don't think there's anyone else out injured at the moment. Is there?
That's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you'll have a fully fit squad in 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Touch wood.
Yeah. Touch wood.
But yeah, Kuma's coming along really nice. Like, if it was a semi-final, Clough and Ferguson could have played this week, but it's just not worth the risk at the moment. They just haven't got the training in the last 2 weeks. They've missed 2 or 3 sessions each, so it's just not worth pushing them. We don't need to. So obviously Ollie Roberts is back this week. He'll play. So still got a pretty strong team.